Hey, what's up everyone? This is Silver Slayer. Thank you for tuning into this video. How hard is investing in silver? This is the topic of today's video. Now, let me start off to say, as a beginner, with anything in the world, whether it's playing a sport, learning an instrument, or even investing into something new, it's gonna be more difficult in the beginning just because you don't have the same experience and knowledge as you would several years down the line. I've been investing into silver for 7 years now, and yes, it's a lot easier now, but I do want to say that it's a very individual investment, and you make it as complicated and overwhelmingly stressful as you wish. And I say that very openly because there's several different ways to invest into silver, and regarding your selling time frame, buying time frame, exit strategy, resources, your financial situation, it's all going to depend on these factors on what types of silver you stack when you're planning on selling and even buying. So it can be hard, but it doesn't have to be. And it's actually one of the easiest investments because all you have to do is go on atmex.com or Bullion, click a button, and your silver arrives to your front doorstep. With other investments like cryptocurrency, you had to learn how to make a wallet, you had to learn how to transfer, you had to learn about everything. I mean, it's cryptography. I mean, that stuff is pretty complex. So, you don't have the same types of barriers with silver investing as you would with real estate, having to pay a lot of money up front, whether it's stock markets, having to learn how to marginal trade on exchanges, even the ETF side of silver, which stands for exchange traded funds. If you're buying the physical bullion, all you have to do is go to your local coin shop, select a couple coins that you like, take them home, put them in your safe, throw them in your safe. It's that easy. But, like I said, there is risk. Now, without risk, there is no reward. The higher the risk, the higher the reward. But there's definitely some things that we need to talk about. Now, as a beginner, you want to lower your risk to the lowest amount possible. And this means buying safe silver. Buying silver that's extremely safe, which means it's close to spot price. You don't have to worry about the condition. It's a universally recognizable coin. And you don't have to really know how the markets of this silver works. Now, some silver has different markets than other silver. For example, American Eagles are a very Bullion standard coin, but pandas, kookaburras, koalas, the Rwanda series, Krugerrands, all these coins, the swans, these coins have a trickier market. Morgan silver dollars. These coins, you need to really understand how these coins work over a period of time or how they appreciate over a period of time. Because if you don't, then you can end up selling yourself short, or not even that, worse, losing the entire value of the coin, the premium. The premium means what amount of, well, how much it is over spot. So if silver is $20 an ounce and the coin is $29 you're paying a $9 premium. Which means that if that coin gets scratched or smudged with your fingers or milk spotted, you just lost that entire coin's premium. And some of these coins are extremely expensive. So you want to be careful with this. As a beginner, focus on building a foundation. Focus on accumulating as many ounces of silver as you can for as cheap as possible, lowering your dollar per cost average. Now, we can talk about some of the riskier types of silver, which I mentioned more deeply in the video yesterday, but this video is talking about how hard is it. Now, just because it's risky doesn't mean it's harder. Actually, it's all pretty easy. And once you start getting a rhythm down on which types of silver you want to invest in, when your selling time frame is, I want to ask you a couple questions. First off is, what type of stacker are you? Are you a long-term stacker where you're not planning on selling for 20, 30 years down the line? Are you a quick flipper which means you're kind of buying these coins to sell them in a couple years and flip them on eBay? Or do you diversify to a little bit of both? Now, diversification can be beneficial because it reaps the benefits of both sides. You can preserve your wealth against the dollar or against spot price, and some of these coins will appreciate over time. So if spot price does stay low, at least your coins are making money. So diversification is key, and balance is probably the best way to go. I mean, balance is important in any aspect of life, but balancing, a little bit of bullion, a little bit of some higher premium stuff, but always having a foundation of a lot of silver is the best way to go, because at the end of the day, the main reason we invest into silver is because of its intrinsic value and how much opportunity it has to appreciate in price since it's so undervalued. I mean, look at the gold to silver ratio. In the 30s, it went from 16 to 1 to 75 to 1 overnight. So this means that silver is extremely undervalued and gold's extremely overvalued. But gold's around its natural price, for me at least, to say, in my opinion. So silver has to appreciate several $100s for this ratio to get back up to more normal levels, because 85 to 1 is extremely high. And actually it was higher than that in the past couple months, up to 95 to 1. Which means it takes 95 ounces of silver to equal 1 ounce of gold. So that means silver either has to appreciate or gold has to depreciate. And more than likely, silver is going to be appreciating. So it's not tricky. It's not complicated to understand how these markets work. It's more complicated on understanding what's happening in the economy to influence the prices, if you see what I'm saying. It's easy to look at a chart or look at silver and say, okay, I want to stack like this and this. The hardest part is analyzing these charts and applying this, as well as the U.S.-China trade negotiations, stock market volatility, all the stuff that's happening in the economy, and saying, okay, where will silver prices be going, since it is speculative nowadays, which means these markets are influenced off of emotions. And since the government, since the political side of it is trying to manipulate the masses' emotions to sway markets in certain directions and influence people to vote certain ways, either left or right, this means that we have to kind of think like the majority of the people. Now, how would the everyday person think about a situation, and is this good or bad, and then knowing if it's good or bad, how is this going to affect the prices of gold and silver, and then you invest accordingly. That's the tricky part, but it does get easier over time, and you have channels like me, that will break it down and share my opinion. And since I've been around the block for about 7 years now, I have a good idea on how the markets will be influenced with certain situations. I mean, gold and silver is the easier type of investment, because when things are going bad in the economy, gold and silver goes up. When things are going good in the economy, silver goes down. So since the economy is in a very manic-like state and things aren't getting any better, there's no agreements really coming to terms, it only shows that gold and silver are going to keep getting higher, especially with the industrial demand rocketing. And this is also going to cause the money coming in, the flooding money from other investments and other investors coming to the markets of precious metals, also bringing in money, which is a higher demand. But the supply is diminishing. We see the supply of silver diminishing. The top 3 producers, Mexico, Peru, and Chile, have all been abandoning silver mines, which should show that silver production's at all-time lows for the last 7 years, cutting back by hundreds of millions of ounces, which is going to mean that low supply, high demand shoots the price up. So it's not necessarily hard. It can be hard if you make it hard. If you want to be a quick flipper extremist that tries to figure out, lowering your dollar per cost average and all this to sell on eBay, it can be hard. And another way you can make things hard is selling. I mean, think about selling on eBay. You have to pick 5 to 6 pictures per listing. You have to write out the description for each one of those. You have to respond to all the buyers. You have to pay the shipping fees, the PayPal fees, and the eBay fees. You have to do all that, and it can be extremely overwhelming. That's another complicated part. Or you can just buy bullion and sell it to your local coin shop, get the money right away, not have to worry about all the rest of that. So that's just some things that I wanted to mention. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you guys think silver stacking is hard. In the beginning, like I said, it can be a little overwhelming because there's such a diverse selection out there, but once again, you will start to understand where you lie in your stacking strategy, which types of coins fit your goals, and everything else beyond that. So anyways, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to smash the like button. Check out the video I just posted earlier, how to turn $20 into $20,000. It's a little different. It's not based around precious metals. I'm trying something new. I have a passion about every type of investment, and this involves fiat currency as well. So I want to make more of a fiat based type of video. So go check that out. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure it will be in the top left hand corner. Also, another video, if you already did see that one, will be in the top right hand corner. Anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. This was Silver Slayer. I will see you guys soon. Peace.